today I'm going to share an exciting recipe with you, Bombay Karachi Halwa, with its signature soft, chewy and stretchy texture. And did I nail it? Yes, I did! It is a little tricky though, there is surely a technique to this. So if you want a step-by-step detailed tutorial of how to make Halwai style Karachi Halwa, you are at the right place, my friend. Alright then, let's get started. This Karachi Halwa I made with fresh watermelon juice, so there are no artificial colors or flavors added. But if you would like to make it without watermelon juice, the same technique applies. So keep watching. Okay, let's make watermelon juice first. Take around 600 grams of watermelon pieces and add it to a blender jar. Roughly chop them. These little white seeds are alright, but try to remove the big black seeds as much as you can. Don't worry if you can't remove all the black seeds, we are going to strain the watermelon juice anyway. Blend the pieces thoroughly. And strain the juice. Most of the pulp remaining are the seeds. You can discard that. We want to get around 2 cups of watermelon juice from here. So let's measure it. And yes, it's exactly 2 cups. The measurements in this recipe are really important. So if you get less than 2 cups of watermelon juice, add enough water to make it up to 2 cups. Alright, let's take a look at the other ingredients. We need 4 tablespoons or 30 grams of cornstarch, 1 cup or 200 grams of white granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of chopped nuts, I used cashew nuts and pistachios, half a tablespoon of fresh lime juice, which is around 7.5 milliliters, 3 tablespoons of ghee, a pinch of salt, half a cup or approximately 120 ml of water. First, we'll add the water into the cornstarch. Mix it well to form a completely lump-free slurry. Cornstarch tends to stick to the bottom of the bowl, but eventually it mixes really well. Alright, set that aside. Next, grease a flat bowl or tray thoroughly with ghee. This is going to be the mold for the Karachi Halwa. I'm using an approximately 7 by 7 inch Pyrex dish. Alright, we are ready to start cooking. For this recipe, you absolutely need to take a non-stick pot. If not, you're going to end up in a sticky mess. Set the pot on medium heat and add in 1 cup of the watermelon juice. To this, add 1 cup of sugar and also add a pinch of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of green cardamom powder is an optional ingredient. I like how it tastes with watermelon, but it's up to you. Now add half a tablespoon of fresh lime juice. Fresh lime juice is really essential because it prevents the sugar from crystallizing once the halwa cools down. Keep stirring until all the sugar dissolves. Even if you are tempted, don't reduce the amount of sugar in this recipe. You're not going to get that stretchy texture if you do. Believe me, I've spent so many trial rounds to get to this perfect recipe. I know exactly what you shouldn't do. To hear all about it, watch the video right till the end. Okay, getting back to the recipe. Once the sugar dissolves, turn down the heat to as low as possible and then add the remaining 1 cup of watermelon juice. The addition of this watermelon juice helps to lower the temperature of the sugar solution so that the cornstarch doesn't clump as soon as we add it. Give the cornstarch slurry a good mix before adding it into the watermelon juice through a strainer. Again, make sure to turn down the heat to as low as possible. Your Karachi Halwa will have the best texture if the cornstarch thickens slowly over low heat. It's going to take 1 full hour to make this. Don't turn up the heat and speed up the process. Okay, so I've been stirring for 5 minutes on low heat and the solution still looks like this milky orange color. Okay, after 15 minutes of stirring, I would call this the soupy stage, like, you know, this tomato soup kind of consistency, and the color starts to turn more translucent. At this point, you can add in 1 tablespoon of ghee. The ghee is going to get nicely incorporated into the paste as you keep stirring. Alright, after 25 minutes, I would call this the ketchup-y stage. Doesn't it look like tomato ketchup? It totally does, yeah. I'm getting some good hand exercise with all this stirring. Alright, after 35 minutes of cooking, we are at the jam stage. Doesn't it look like a thick jam? At this point, we'll add in our 2nd tablespoon of ghee. Since the cornstarch is getting thicker and thicker, the ghee prevents it from clumping and sticking to the base of the pot. Let me take a little bit out and let me cool it down quickly to show you what the texture looks like at this point. It feels sticky and a lot like jelly, but it's nowhere close to being done. Let's keep on stirring. Alright, after 45 minutes of stirring, it's gotten even more thick. How should I describe this? That red Colgate toothpaste? No, I don't know. Quickly add in the last tablespoon of ghee so nothing sticks to the pot. During my trial rounds of this recipe, I tried adding all the ghee in the beginning or all the ghee in the end, but this stage-wise adding of ghee turned out the best. Okay, I'm going to take out some more, cool it down and show you how the texture looks at this point. As you can tell, it's taking longer to come off of the spatula. It's a lot stickier. Once it's cooled down, I'm able to pick it up in one piece and it's sticky and starting to look a lot like Karachi Halwa. Let's keep going. So after 55 minutes of stirring, the recipe is almost done and it's time to add in the chopped nuts. I'm saving a little bit for garnish. Stir the nuts in thoroughly. The whole paste is going to feel like a big blob of gel at this point. Okay, let me take out some and let's see how it looks at this point. Let's see if it's nicely stretchy. Yeah, yes. This is how it should look. So we are almost done. Now the last 5 minutes is really important. The sugar has nicely caramelized and formed these stretchy strands. So keep vigorously stirring so that the strands get even more stretchier. Or keep doing it till your right hand looks like that. See, it's all red. You'll be sure that the recipe is all done when you're able to pick up the gel and fold it layer on layer just like that. Now, perfectly done. And let's get our mold ready. The halwa should slide out really easily. Take a spoon, apply some ghee on the back of the spoon and level the surface of the halwa. Garnish with the leftover chopped nuts. Doesn't it look nice? Oh my god, this is so much effort, but it's all worth it. Press the garnish in so it doesn't all fall out when you turn the halwa over. Now a very important point is to let the halwa cool at room temperature for at least 2 to 3 hours before you cut it. Don't cool it down in the refrigerator. I did that and it ended up looking like a wet sponge. I'm telling you. Okay, as I said, watch till the end of the video. I'm going to tell you everything about my disastrous trial rounds. Okay, it's been 3 hours and the halwa has solidified nicely. Run a knife along the rim of the halwa to try to loosen it from the walls of the bowl and turn the bowl over. Okay, let's see if it comes out. No, okay, won't budge. It's pretty sticky and elastic, so we need to try to pull it away from the walls a little more. Don't worry, it's not going to spoil the shape of your halwa. It's going to spring right back. Let's try it this time. Please work. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm holding my trophy in my hands. All the efforts of my hard work look so good. If you want to make the cutting process easy, do grease your knife with some ghee. Can you feel the resistance? That perfectly rubbery texture? If it cuts through super easily, you know that the halwa is not made right. So this is the thing about this recipe. You can make it in 5 minutes because cornstarch thickens so fast, or you can make it in 1 hour and let the sugar caramelize and become stretchy. Only then it's going to work. and you will get this beautifully stretchy, my goodness, delicious sweet. Make this recipe, I'm telling you, it's a great recipe to show off your culinary skills. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and share this recipe with your friends. The more you like, comment and share, the more YouTube will show this to new people, and you, my friend, will help me grow my channel and make my effort all worth it. Okay, so it feels and tastes exactly like Halwai style Karachi Halwa, but we have to make it look like one. Let's wrap it up in some cling wrap, and there you go. Another interesting point is that once the halwa has solidified at room temperature, you can store it in the fridge if you'd like. Let me show you. This is the halwa that I stored at room temperature for 24 hours. You can see it's nice and stretchy. And on the other hand, this is the halwa that I stored in the fridge for 24 hours, and you can see that this is also nice and stretchy. Okay, now as promised, I'm going to share all my disastrous trial round failures with you. The first mistake I did was to not use a non-stick pot. Oh my goodness, all the cornstarch stuck to the pot and I wanted to scream. So please take a non-stick pot. The second mistake I did was to use half the amount of sugar. As tempting as it sounds to use less sugar, don't do it. It's just not going to give you that stretchy texture from caramelized sugar. It can taste like a nice jello or jelly. If your kids like that or you like that, sure, do it, but it's not going to be Karachi Halwa. The next blunder I did was cooking this over medium heat rather than low heat. The cornstarch started clumping and it cooked really fast. I was thrilled that I did it so quickly, but it tasted like jello again. And the last big mistake I did was to let the halwa solidify in the refrigerator instead of room temperature. I am not kidding, it did taste like a wet sponge. It's not at all good. You can totally refrigerate the halwa after it has solidified at room temperature. That's going to be totally fine. I hope this tutorial was fun and helpful. Make the best Karachi halwa of your life, and don't forget to let me know how it turned out. Alright then, if you are on any of these different social media sites, do follow me. And for written recipes, visit my blog. All the links are in the description. And if you haven't already, do check out some of the other recipes on my channel and subscribe if you like them. I post exciting recipes every week. Alright then, see you next week. Bye-bye.